PHS 6 covers the sports, exciting local high school and community sports, can only be found on CPHS 6, home entertainment with a touch of class.
Good afternoon. Port Huron Memorial Stadium here. We have the Port Huron High Big Reds hosting the Port Huron Northern Huskies. Huskies come into this ball game rated 4th in the state according to the latest Class A Free Press poll. They come in sporting a 7-1 overall record, 3-0 in the EML. Port Huron High is at 2-1 in the EML, and they're 5-2 overall. We expect the game today to be pretty much a pitcher's duel between Amy Kilborn, the junior from Port Huron High School, or Port Huron Northern High School, excuse me. Amy this year has got a 5-1 win-loss record. Her only loss coming in the 11-inning 1-0 loss in tournament play last weekend. Port Huron High, on the other hand, has Jenny Downing on the mound. Jenny's undefeated this year. She's got 4 wins, no losses, and she is pretty much a control artist. To set the lineup now here for Port Huron Northern High School, the visitors, they will lead off with the center fielder Tracy Alcott. Batting second will be the shortstop Pam Barber. Hitting third will be Kim Hill, the second baseman. Lisa Loxton, the big power hitting first baseman, will bat cleanup. Tracy Stanislawski, the only freshman on Northern's varsity team, will play right field and hit fifth. Nicole Labish will catch and bat sixth. Andrea Hughes will DH for Amy Kilborn and bat seventh. Jenny Atwell will bat eighth and plays third base, and Debbie Whitman will be in left field batting ninth. And again on the mound for Port Huron Northern will be Amy Kilborn, who's probably in the running this year for some all-state selection after being an all-league selection last year when she was 17-1 overall. Amy features a lot of different pitches for Port Huron Northern. She throws a rise ball, she throws a drop ball, and she throws a changeup, and she's got excellent control. On the other hand, for Port Huron High, Jenny Downing is a senior this year. She's also had excellent success this year, going 4-0. Jenny's main forte is control. She keeps the ball down low, forces a lot of ground balls, and has to rely on her fielding quite a bit, although she does roll up a few strikeouts. This year, in 32 innings, Jenny struck out 21 batters and has only walked 7. If you can keep the batters off base via walk, you're in pretty good shape. It's about 72 degrees here with the wind blowing a little bit out. It should be kind of a hitter's day. The infield's fast and dry, so a hard ground ball will get through the infield pretty quick. The outfield looks like it's been freshly cut, and the ball should skip in the outfield. So if somebody puts the metal to the ball today, they'll be in for some extra bases. Also, with the high sky today, pop-ups could tend to be an adventure. The two umpires right now are Mr. William Tolles and Roger Vargo are meeting with Coach Copa from Port Huron High and Coach Davey from Port Huron Northern, going over a few of the ground rules here at Memorial Stadium. A stadium that's been here since the late 1940s and still an excellent playing facility, and it's a home diamond at Port Huron High School. And as Jenny Downing takes her warm-up pitches, watch a little bit of the form that she exhibits. Jenny mixes speeds well. She comes with a change-up. She throws a bit of a drop ball. She comes with a hard, straight fastball. Behind the plate for Port Huron High is Jenny Fleshman. Jenny's a senior also, and Jenny and the two Jennies have been working together for a few years and work pretty well together. Setting the defense now for Port Huron High at first base is Christy Berry, a 10th grader. At second base is Sherry Hubbard, a junior. At shortstop is Kelly Nichols, a junior. And at third base is the only senior on the infield, Terry Lloyd. Out in left field, Sherry Schumann. And patrolling center field will be Ann Kovac. And patrolling right field will be Jamie Bauman. And it looks like we're just about ready to go here. Leading off for Port Huron Northern will be the center fielder, Tracy Alcott. Again, the dimensions of Memorial Stadium are just about beyond the reach of any of the hitters here fast pitch softball. It was built with men's softball in mind. So the fence, the only factor that'll be is it'll slow the ball down in a gapper into the outfield. Crowd here today is beginning to assemble a little bit. The school's just gotten out. Looks like pretty much an equal representation from both sides, Port Huron Northern and Port Huron High. As out of the mound, the two Jennies, Fleshman and Downing, meet to discuss a little pregame strategy. Women's fast pitch, the pitcher's mound is 40 feet away from home plate. The bases are 60 feet. And unlike slow pitch, only 9 fielders are in use, much like baseball. It's a pretty quick game, and the game moves right along as there's not a lot of walks. Leading off for Port Huron Northern is Tracy Alcott. Tracy's hitting .400 for the season, which is an excellent batting average in fast pitch softball, and she also leads the Port Huron Northern team in runs with 9. The first pitch by Jenny Downing, she throws a fastball on the outside corner, and it's swung on and missed by Tracy Alcott, and we have 1 strike. Jenny looks in, she sets, she delivers, and it's a fly ball to left field. It'll be foul. Tracy was a little bit out in front. Jenny took just a little bit off that pitch. Tracy Alcott got out, and she swung a little bit early and pulled the ball foul. She got the meat of the bat on the ball, but her hands came out a little bit too quickly. So good pitcher's count now. With a little luck, Jenny will go down and away. She throws low and inside, a waste pitch, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The idea now is she has a hitter set up, and she can make Tracy hit her pitch. There's no reason to throw the ball down the middle of the plate. Timeout called by Roger Vargo. Roger's drawing a little bit of a batter's box there. The field wasn't fully lined with the batter's box, and Tracy Alcock was a little bit too close to the plate for Roger Vargo's satisfaction. Okay, we're back to play now. Jenny looks in. Timeout's called by Tracy. Jenny's looking to set Tracy up a little bit with 2 strikes. Let's see if she comes in with a changeup. She sets. She delivers a change and a weak ground ball to shortstop. And it's bobbled by the shortstop, deflected by Jenny Downing. And the shortstop couldn't handle the ball. It was a tough play for Kelly Nichols, and Tracy Alcott is safe at first. And we'll call that a single as the ball deflected off from Jenny Downing, and it would have been a rough play. Okay, a bunt is now in order here as Port Huron Northern fast pitch softball. You play for run at a time. Pam Barber, the shortstop, batting. Third baseman and first baseman should be pulled in. The second baseman will be covering first and shortstop second. The square around, the bunt is in the air. The catcher can't quite get back to it, and it's a 1-strike count. Pam Barber didn't get totally squared around that time, and as a result, she popped the bunt attempt into the air. You pop it in the air, only 2 things can happen. Number 1, it can be caught for an out. Number 2, it can hit the ground. It doesn't advance the runner. I believe the bunt situation will probably be on. Pam's a .280 hitter on the season. She doesn't square. She hits a fly ball to medium center field. Oh, it drops in center field. Center fielder plays it on 1 hop, gets it back into the shortstop. And there's a Husky rally already. 2 quick singles here in the first inning. And we have 2 runners on, nobody out for Kim Hill, who's a dangerous hitter, hitting .375 for the Port Huron Northern team. She's got a double, 2 triples, a home run, and second on the team with 9 RBIs. The fly ball was misplayed just a tad by the center fielder out there, and Kovac. She didn't get a good jump on it and fell in. The first pitch is a curveball on the inside corner to Kim Hill. Real fine pitch by Jenny Downing. She turned a little bit and the curve crossed the inside portion of the plate for 1 strike. The middle of the lineup doesn't look like Coach Davies is having a bunt right off the square this time, and 2 quick strikes. So Kim Hill doesn't get the bunt down. She now has quickly behind with 2 strikes. Ground ball to the left side of the infield. The play will go to And for those of you who aren't familiar with the infield fly rule, if the bases are loaded or there's runners at first and second with less than 2 outs, and there's a fly ball that can easily be handled by the infielder, the batter is out automatically. And the reason behind that, so the fielder can't just drop the ball, throw to second, and throw to third, and then throw to second for 2 forced outs. That brings up Lisa Loxton, the leading power hitter on the Port Huron Northern squad. First pitch is down low to Lisa. Nice block by the catcher, Jenny Fleshman. Lisa on the year is leading Port Huron Northern with 12 runs batted in. She's hitting .333 for the year, and she also has 1 double, 2 triples, 1 home run. She's a real power hitter, and she pulls the ball quite often. She's got a real wide open stance. She hits a ground ball to short. She misses the runner, and the throw goes to third base from the shortstop. And there's a force out going to third as Tracy Alcott is forced. That was a real heads-up play by Kelly Nichols as she went to make the tag, hoping for the double play. Missed on the tag, and threw the ball to Terry Lloyd for the force out. And there's 2 runners out now. And that'll bring out Tracy Stanislawski, the freshman. Ground ball to shortstop. This should be out number 3. Kelly Nichols throws it on over to Christy Berry. So out number 3. That will go 6-3. So Port Huron Northern in the top of the first inning gets 2 hits, leave 2 runners on base, but fail to score. So we're going into the bottom of the first inning now, and it's Port Huron Northern 0, Port Huron High coming to bat. Well, setting the lineup now for Port Huron High School. Leading off is Kelly Nichols. Batting second is the pitcher Jenny Downing. Batting third is Christy Berry. Batting fourth is Sherry Hubbard. Batting fifth is Sherry Schumann. Batting sixth is the catcher Jenny Fleshman. Batting seventh is Ann Kovach. Batting eighth is Terry Lloyd. And batting ninth is Jamie Bauman. As we get a look at Amy Kilborn out warming up. Amy for the year has some pretty incredible statistics. Amy's thrown 46 innings this year. She has a 5-win, 1-loss record, with her only loss, as we mentioned before, in a tournament where they used a tiebreaker with the runner starting at second base in the 11th inning. And that was also Northern's only loss of the year, as they lost 1-0 in the Romeo tournament. Amy in 46 innings this year has only allowed 13 base hits. An amazing record. A real fine record also. She's walked 8 batters in 46 innings, and she has struck out 74 batters. Her earned run average is a microscopic .152, which means she's allowing an earned run about every 6 ball games. Shortstop now, leading off for Port Huron High School, will be Kelly Nichols. Kelly is hitting .384 for Port Huron High. She plays a real solid shortstop and possibly one of the top 2 or 3 athletes on the Port Huron High School team. Jenny Downing out on Amy Kilborn out on the mound. She sets, she delivers the first pitch. She throws a rise ball, let her high for the strike. And that's a pitch that separates Amy from quite a few other pitchers around the state. She has the ability to turn the ball and make it rise, which is a really tough pitch for the batter to catch up with when it's thrown as hard as Amy throws it. Second pitch, she tries to change up. She held on to it a little bit too long and she throws the ball. So we got a 1-ball, 1-strike count here on Kelly Nichols in the top of the first inning with a ball game with no score. Second pitch, she throws another rise ball. She gets it down low this time and throws a strike with it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The rise ball not only will go up a little bit, but it will also curve from the inside out to a right-handed batter. 2 strikes. Amy throws another curve rise, and it's battled off by Kelly Nichols and run foul. Now, Amy, let's see if she's got her set up for an outside pitch now. She's thrown 3 straight pitches on the inside part of the plate. She sets, she delivers, and it's a pop fly in the second base, or the second baseman's head, a little flare into right field. Kelly Nichols gets it started with a single. Amy came in a little bit too fat caught a little bit too much of the plate. She had 1 ball and 2 strikes. She could have wasted it down and away, but the pitch might have gotten away from her a little bit. I think she was trying to go inside and caught a little too much of the plate. That'll bring up Jenny Downing, the pitcher. Jenny will obviously be bunting here. She pops it up, and it goes foul for 1 strike. Jenny's a .280 hitter on the year, which isn't too bad of an average in fast pitch. She has to get squared around, though. She wants to get the bunt down on the ground. She had her bat at an angle where the only place it was going to go was up in the air. So, let's see if Amy tries to throw the ball up high and try to force Jenny to pop it up. She sets, delivers, and it's bunted back on the screen, and there's 2 quick strikes on Jenny Downing. George Pope is instructing Jenny a little bit that she didn't get squared around. She had to sacrifice herself and get the ball down for the team. 2 strikes. Amy Kilborn delivers, and it's a pop-up to the catcher. She catches it, and it's 1 away. Jenny got her bat on the ball. And she popped it up, and the catcher, Nicole Lapish, came from behind the box like a cat and made a real fine play. Now, the 3rd hitter for Port Huron High School will be Christy Berry, sophomore first baseman. Good power hitter. She's hitting .304 on the year. First pitch is a high fly ball, straight away center field. Center fielder lets it go overhead, and the runner played it a little bit too close to first base and only gets to second base. Kelly Nichols didn't quite get close enough to second base to be able to take 3rd. Center fielder Tracy Alcock, if you remember before the game started, I said a little bit of a wind blowing out and a pretty high sky, and it's pretty deceptive on the outfielders. Is that one carried a little bit farther than she thought. It looked like a routine fly ball, but it got over their head. So Port Huron High School mounts a rally now with 2 runners on, nobody out. And Amy Kilborn sets and delivers a ball to Sherry Hubbard, the second baseman, batting cleanup. She's a .285 hitter on the year, the 11th grader. Amy sets. She delivers again, and it's a strike. Sherry was a little bit late on that pitch. There's 1 out, runners on first and second. Cleanup hitter in an RBI situation. Amy sets. She delivers the rise ball, and it's flared out into right field. The right fielder makes a fantastic catch. A shoestring catch in right field by the freshman Tracy Stanislawski to save some real damage for the Port Huron Northern Huskies. And that makes 2 outs. Sherry Hubbard swung a little late, got it off the handle. And there's one case where the wind blowing out actually helped Port Huron Northern's cause as the ball flew right out to Tracy Stanislawski, and she came in and made a real fine shoestring catch. 2 outs, 2 men on, 2 girls on rather. Sherry Schumann, the leading hitter for Port Huron High School in the lineup today. Sherry's hitting .400. She plays left field. Amy sets, delivers a strike. I believe that's a no ball, 2 strike count on Sherry Schumann. 2 runners on. It looks like Amy is beginning to loosen up a little bit. Before the game, she was complaining of her arm being a little bit tight. She's been throwing a lot of ball lately. And she changes speed to pop up. 3rd baseman circles under it. And it's a real nice catch by the 3rd baseman, Jenny Atwell. So, Port Huron High School, the first inning, everybody hit the ball. There was no runs, but there were 2 base hits. No errors by Port Huron Northern. 2 persons left on base for Port Huron High. And the score after 1 full inning is Port Huron Northern 0, Port Huron High School 0. So far, there's been a little bit more hitting than might have been anticipated. That might have been one of the first few innings that the batters have managed to hit the ball off of Amy Kilborn all year. Coach George Pope has done a real good job this year getting his hitters ready. And it showed in the first inning. Leading off for Port Huron Northern this inning will be Nicole Lapish. She'll be followed by Andrea Hughes and Jenny Atwell as we go to the 6th, 7th, and 8th hitters here. Nicole Lapish, left-handed hitting catcher. She also throws left-handed, which is a bit of a don't see a lot of left-handed catchers around for whatever reason. As we go look at Jenny Downing, getting ready to loosen up here. Nicole Labish, the leadoff hitter on the season, is having a little bit of trouble getting on track. She's a real fine defensive catcher. She is hitting 167 for the year, which in fast pitch softball isn't a terrible average, but she's a good athlete, and I'm sure that batting average will rise up as the season goes along. For the season, she does have a double, and she has walked 3 times. So she has pretty good eye, and it goes foul. And Jenny Downing's quickly ahead with a 1-strike count. As you see, Nicole's a slap bunt kind of hitter. She doesn't have a lot of power, but she usually makes pretty good contact. She's only struck out 1 time this year. Jenny Downing sets, delivers, and it's swung on and missed by Nicole Labish, so Jenny's quickly out ahead with a 2-strike count. Now let's take a look and see if Jenny nibbles a little bit, tries to make the batter hit her pitch. A good spot to put the ball would be low and outside, where Nicole has a hard time reaching the ball. Let's see what Jenny does. She throws it high, and she gets it down the middle of the plate. A real mistake, and a great running catch by the right fielder, Jamie Bauman. She just robbed Nicole Labish of at least a double, possibly a triple, by a fine shoestring running catch. She extended herself fully. So there's been 2 fantastic plays made by the right fielder so far in the game. Andrea Hughes will now bat for Port Huron Northern. Andrea is hitting .500 this year in limited duty. She's 5 for 10, but she scored 6 runs and 10 times at bat. She's got a big swing at the first pitch, and she just misses the ball. Jenny Downing's quickly ahead with a 1-strike count. Andrea pops it up to the second baseman, Sherry Hubbard. Makes the easy catch and moves quickly. 2 down, nobody on. And that'll leave it up this inning to Jenny Atwell, the third baseman. Jenny this year is hitting 154. Again, she hasn't played in every game. She's got 2 hits and 13 at-bats. She's a pretty good bunter. And Jenny starts her out with an outside pitch for 1 ball, no strikes. Jenny has walked 5 times this year. She swings and misses. 1-1 the count, which is a real good ratio, which gives her a pretty decent on-base percentage. Pitch a little bit inside, just a little bit low on Jenny Atwell. We got a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Jenny's on-base percentage this year is .400, which is very, very good on-base percentage. Ball 3, as Jenny Downing goes a little bit inside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Right now with the number 8 hitter in the lineup, Jenny's job is to try to throw a strike with a little bit of velocity, and hopefully Jenny will go out, hit the ball, and hit it to one of the fielders to end the inning. Jenny takes her time out there, smooths the mound. She comes to the rock set, she delivers, and it's way high and outside. Jenny tried to aim that one a little bit, and as a result, she didn't have a good fluid motion. The ball went high and outside. So there's 2 outs, runner on first base. The number 9 hitter in the lineup, Debbie Whitman, comes to bat. Debbie's hitting 133. And we'll take a look and we'll see if maybe Jenny Atwell might not be looking to steal to try to get into scoring position. Jenny Downing sets, she delivers the pitch, and it's a little bit outside for ball 1. That's 4 straight pitches Jenny's missed with. She comes to the rock set again, she delivers, and it's a pitch a little bit high, but Debbie Whitman went for it, and she swings and misses, and it's a 1-1 count. Set by Downing again, and she comes down the tube with it, and it's fouled back by Debbie Whitman, so Jenny Downing has a pitcher's count now, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, we're in the top of the second inning here with no score, both teams threatening the first. Right now we have a runner on first base, Jenny Atwell. 2 outs, a 1 ball, 2 strike count on Debbie Whitman. Jenny Downing delivers again, and it's fouled straight back. Debbie Whitman is stepping a little bit away from the plate. She's having trouble getting the good part of the bat on the ball, and she opens up just a little bit. And her hips fly out, and her hands don't stay back, and she's having a little trouble. If the ball's put on the outside corner, she'll have a little bit of trouble reaching it. Step by Downing in the delivery, and Downing makes a mistake by throwing it inside, and it's promptly drilled for a base hit by Debbie Whitman. That's a hard hit line drive to right center field. A real fine effort made by the second baseman Sherry Hubbard. It went off her glove, and Port Huron Northern's knocking on the door again. 2 outs, 2 on. Tracy Alcott, the leadoff batter. Tracy, his single the first time up. She was forced out at third base on a ground ball. Downing sets and delivers, and it's ground ball to first. It looks like it should be an easy play, and it is. Christy Berry makes the play unassisted, and Port Huron Northern is retired in the top of the second inning. Port Huron Northern that inning, they had no runs on 1 hit, no errors, a base on balls, and they did leave 2 runners on, and at the end of an inning and a half, there's still no score. So far, both pitchers have showed pretty good composure, as there's been some base runners on, and they've been able to work their way out of the jams. The second inning for Port Huron High School, we'll see Jenny Fleshman, the catcher, leading it off, followed by Ann Kovac, the center fielder, and Terry Lloyd, the third baseman. Amy Kilborn out loosening up. In the ball game, you get anywhere between 3 and 5 warm-up pitches between innings, depending on the pitcher's choice. And the ball's thrown around the infield, and the play begins. Fast-pitch softball is a little bit quicker moving game than baseball is, as you don't have the pitcher setting, checking runners. There's not leading off. Things of that nature. There's not quite as many pitching changes, not as long between pitches, generally speaking. So therefore, the game goes by a little bit quicker. The average fast-pitch softball game, if it's well played, will last somewhere between an hour, 20 minutes to an hour and a half, where the average 7-inning baseball game will usually last a couple of hours. Again, the bases are 60 feet in fast-pitch softball. So therefore, the game's played a little bit quicker. The hitters have to have a little bit shorter stroke in baseball as the ball gets in on them a little quicker, especially when you have a couple pitchers of caliber of what we have here today. My guess would be that Amy Kilborn throws probably in the 55 to 60 mile an hour neighborhood, and Jenny Downing throws just about as fast, probably somewhere in the 52 to 55 mile per hour range. There's no doubt in my mind that both girls are headed on to some sort of college after this on a pitching scholarship. Amy Downing leads with a strike to Jenny Fleshman. Jenny, the catcher for Port Huron High. Off to a little tough start this year, hitting 120, but catching is a defensive position. Any offense you get from the catcher is a plus. Amy takes a little bit off the rise ball in the second pitch, and she's quickly up ahead of Jenny Fleshman with a 2-strike count. Now let's see if Amy makes a mistake here and throws it down the middle. And she throws a curveball, a vicious curve. The batter, Jenny Fleshman, jumped back as she thought it was heading toward her, and at the last second, the ball broke across the plate for a strikeout. That's the first strikeout recorded by Amy Kilborn. That was a very fine pitch. It broke right across the inside corner. A square by Ann Kovac as she takes the first pitch. Ball 1. Ann Kovac is a .250 hitter this year, and the 11th grader, center fielder. She squares, and Amy Kilborn comes in with a strike. Now it's even 1-1. This could be a fake square. Kovac swings and misses at the rise ball. hard drop ball, a high drop by Amy Kilborn. Quickly retires Dan Kopach. And Kilborn seems to have her strikeout pitch working here in the second inning as she records 2 quick Ks. That'll leave it up to Terry Lloyd here in the bottom of the second. Terry's the third baseman, senior, hitting 150. First pitch, Amy Kilborn delivers her rise ball a little bit high. Second pitch a little low, a little bit inside. Roger Bargo, the umpire. Roger's a veteran of a lot of fast pitch games. He's called a lot of men's fast pitch back when it was in its heyday here at Port Huron. And Amy falls behind 3-0. She aimed that ball a little bit, trying to throw it down the middle. She held on to it a little bit too long and went high. She sets, she delivers, and that's a strike right down the middle of the plate. 3 balls, 1 strike. Hitter still has the advantage. Terry Lloyd doesn't have to swing unless it's something she likes. Strike 2 as Terry helped the pitcher out a little bit by swinging at a ball that was a little bit high. And the count runs full as Amy Kilborn came in with the rise ball and that fooled Terry Lloyd and she swung under it. 3-2 pitch, strike 3. Swing and a miss. And the batter has the seat as Amy Kilborn comes back from a 3-ball, no strike pitch. And strikes out Terry Lloyd to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left after 2 full innings of play. Port Huron Northern 0, Port Huron High 0. Amy Kilborn went to work that inning. Was moving the ball a little bit more effectively in the first inning. It looked like she might have loosened up a little bit. Leading off for Port Huron Northern this inning will be Pam Barber, the shortstop. She'll be followed by the second baseman, Kim Hill, and the first baseman, Lisa Loxton. So we're going through the 2, 3, 4 batters here in the top of the third inning. So far, Jenny Downing's held the batters at bay using very good control. She did walk Jenny Atwell, but other than that, she seems to be putting the ball pretty well where she wants it. Good, smooth, fluid delivery. Both these gals are pretty well coached. They both have a real solid idea of where the strike zone is, how to set up the batters. And the ball's delivered down. And we're just about ready to get the third inning going here. Pam Barber leading off. First time up, Pam had a single. Fly ball out to center field. She's 1 for 1 for the game. Again, on the year going into this game, Pam was hitting 280. And we're just about ready to go. Downing on the mound. Rock set. Deliver. A strike on the outside corner. Umpire Roger Vargo may have expanded the strike zone an inch or 2, but that was an excellent pitch. Second pitch, a beautiful changeup, and it's just foul. It's called by Roger Vargo. The ball just barely fouled down the third baseline. As Pam Barber got way out on her front foot, held her hands back just enough to make contact with the ball and poked a little foul. An excellent, excellent pitch by Jenny Downing. You have the batter stretched out like that, they can't hit it with any authority. So Jenny Downing's quickly ahead with 2 strikes as she's mixing up her pitch as well. Let's see if she tries to spot one on the outside corner here. She sets, she delivers, and it's a nice pitch. The outside part of the plate, and it's fouled off by Pam Barber. And there's still a 2-strike count. Ball is fouled over to the Port Huron Northern contingent. This intercity rivalry here. Downing delivers another changeup. And it goes a little bit low. If you're going to miss with the changeup, it's a lot better to miss low than it is to leave the ball up high where the batter can read it and keep their hands back and hit it hard somewhere. If you throw it in the dirt, the very worst thing that can happen is it's called for a ball. Once in a while, the batter will get so stretched out that they can't hold their hands back and they swing and miss at it. A real fine pitch again by Jenny Downing, and a nice job by Pam Barber to battle it off. That pitch was about 2-3 inches out on the outside part of the plate. It's a little bit outside, too close to inside with pitch. And we have a 2-ball, 2-strike count. It's still the pitcher's count here as Pam Barber has to protect the plate. She needs to be swinging to anything close. And it's a ground ball to third base. And throw over to first base, and there's one away. So Terry Lloyd handles the one-hopper, throws it over to Christy Berry. 1 out in the Port Huron Northern third inning. And that'll bring up the number 3 hitter for Northern, Kim Hill. And Kim popped out to the second baseman first time up. Good strong hitter. Ground ball to the shortstop. Hill throws it over to first base to Berry, and there's quickly 2 away. Downing doing a real nice job of keeping the ball down and inducing some ground balls. That'll bring up the first baseman for Port Huron Northern, Lisa Loxton, here in the top of the third inning. Lisa hit a ground ball to short last time and forced Tracy Alcock out at third base. Lisa hits a ground ball up the middle. Kim Hill makes a real fine play to cut it off. She throws to first base, and the ball isn't quite held by Christy Berry, and the runner's safe. It was trapped. A real fine play by Hill. She threw the ball over to first base. It was a little bit low. Berry trapped the ball and just scooted out of her glove. And I'm not sure what the official score does, but my feeling is Miss Berry got her glove caught a little bit sideways, and she dropped the ball that could have been handled. I'm going to score that in E3. So that puts Luxton at first base, and brings up the right fielder, Tracy Stanislavski. Made a fine running catch in right field in the first inning to subdue a Port Huron High rally. First time up, Tracy hit a ground ball to shortstop. A real solid-looking freshman. One of the first freshmen to play in the Port Huron Northern varsity lineup as a regular. Very, very fine pitch up and away. Jenny Downing turned that one loose. She turned on it a little bit. It curved away from the batter. The batter got caught out in front of it a little bit. She was fanning in the breeze that time. 2 outs, runner on first base, set, and fouled off. 2 strikes on Tracy Stanislavski. Outfield's shaded straight away, playing a little bit deep. Left fielder especially is quite deep. And a line drive to the second baseman. Catch made there by Sherry Hubbard. She either caught it or it hit her. So there's 3 away now here in the top of the third inning for Port Huron Northern. No runs, no hits. There was 1 error for Port Huron High School. Lisa Loxton was left on base. And at the end of 2.5 innings of play, there's still no score. So far, it's been pretty much as advertised. Bit of a pitcher's duel. Both pitchers got a little bit of a rocky road here in the first inning, as both teams threatened but failed to score. And kind of ironically, both pitchers were bailed out by fine running catches by their right fielders. Port Huron Northern's fine running catch was made by Tracy Stanislavski off the bat of Sherry Hubbard, and the favor was returned by the right fielder Jamie Bauman on a fly ball by Nicole Lakish leading off the second inning. And Jamie Bauman will be the first batter here in the bottom of the third inning for Port Huron High School. Jamie again, a senior, having a little trouble getting on track this year. She's hitting 110. Northern gets set to throw it down. Port Huron Northern's coached by Ron Davey. He's been a coach for 5-6 years at the Port Huron Northern program, maybe even a little more than that as time flies by a little bit here. Ron's always had a winning team, always brings out some good ball players. And the same can be said for George Popa. George is a veteran coach of a lot of years. And George always has a real fine team in the ML. Baldwin to Jamie Bauman. In fact, both of these teams are probably about the 2 front runners in my estimation in the EML title race. I think they're going to finish 1-2. I'll go out on a limb. And Kilborn gets behind. No balls, 2 strikes. Number 9 hitter. Get by Amy Kilborn. The ball broke a little bit high, went across the shoulders, and it's 3-ball, no strike count. Kilborn rocks. She delivers ball 4. 4 straight pitches. Jamie Bauman goes to first base on the walk. Brings the top of the order up, and some of the dangerous hitters for Port Huron Northern. Kelly Nichols, the shortstop. Kelly had a single the first time up. And a fly ball fell into right field for a base hit. There's a good chance she'll be trying to bunt the runner to second, as both teams have to try to play for 1 run. A pop up again, as the gals are having a real hard time getting the ball down. They got to get squared around. They got to loosen the grip on the bat, and they got to go up and come down to the ball, not go up after the ball. At least the foul balls and pop-ups, and those are useless things when you're trying to sacrifice. She should try to get the ball down right back at the pitcher. The pitcher doesn't have a chance to be able to turn and throw to second. You want to get the runner to second base in this situation where a base hit will score. And a fly ball out to right field again, and it's misplayed by Stanislavski. And the ball rolls. The runner at third is coming home, and she's going to score easily on the misplay by the right fielder Stanislavski, and Port Huron Northern, or Port Huron High School goes ahead 1-0 here. The bottom of the third inning is Kelly Nichols, crosses up the defense, gets a base hit to right field, and we got to go with error on the right fielder that allows her to go to third base. And Jamie Bauman, who did her job getting on base, scores all the way from first base on the miscue. It's a tough break for Port Huron Northern. The walks will kill you. The walks just have a way of haunting it. Now the infield has to play in. Kilborn really wants to go for a strikeout here against Downing. The infield's in. Right ground ball to the infield. They'll be checking the runner at third, trying to make sure she doesn't score. Kilborn sets and a pop-up to the first baseman, Leitish, underneath it, and makes it, or Luxton rather, makes the catch. And there's 1 away. That brings up Christy Berry. Christy had a single her last time up. Set. And a strike delivered by Kilborn. Port Huron Northern, the way Downing is pitching, doesn't want to let another run score. And it's a pop-up coming back. It's out of play. And quickly, 2 strikes ahead. It's the count on Christy Berry. Amy Kilborn quickly gets ahead of the batter. Now Amy has to make a good pitch right now. Strikeout is really in order. Amy sets and delivers a good high-rise ball out of the strike zone, a good spot. She wants to also keep the ball out of the dirt. She doesn't need the ball going to the screen, allowing the runner to score. Good time to go to the rise ball. Set and a fly ball to right field. Amy is coming down in the strike zone a little bit today, and she's throwing the ball, catching a little bit too much of the plate. She's sawing a few of the hitters' bats, but they're punching the ball into right field, which is a sign of a pretty good hitter, to battle off the ball and punch it into right field. 3 hits on the day for Port Huron High School. And a pop-up coming back, and it's into the broadcast booth. And no full side didn't catch the ball. Still 1 ball, 2 strike count. Rock set, deliver, and it's a pop-up. And there's some confusion. The ball luckily goes foul for Port Huron Northern. As the ball was lost in the high sky and the sun again, the ball actually should have been called off by the second baseman for Port Huron Northern. Kim Hill should have been going. She had a better angle on it than Lisa Luxton. Lisa Luxton looked right straight up into the sun and dropped the ball. Luckily for Port Huron Northern, it did go foul. And fly ball, oh no, and it's misplayed by the left fielder. This looks like a home run, gang. Base hit, looks like it's been misplayed. She's rounding third, heading for home. The throw comes in, and she's safe at the big slide. And Christy Berry comes back, hits a hard line drive in left field for a base hit. It gets through the left fielder's legs all the way to the fence, and Christy Berry scores. That scored as a single and an error on the left fielder. So Port Huron Northern needs to tighten up their defense this year. They're behind, or this ball game, they're behind 3-0 here, as they've had 2 outfield errors, and outfield errors will kill you. Sherry Hubbard swings and fouls it back. 1 strike on Amy. Amy has 1 strike on Sherry Hubbard. Amy again, she had 2 strikes and she grooved the pitch down the middle of the plate, and it was drilled by Christy Berry. She hit it right on the nose. And that's a strike, 2 strikes on Sherry Hubbard. And that's a foul ball. Out of play, no balls, 2 strikes here. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Port Huron Northern is struck for 3 quick runs here. They lead it 3-0 with 1 out, nobody on. Bases were cleared on a line drive by Christy Berry. And a nice pitch by Amy Kilborn on the inside part of the plate. Swung on and missed by Sherry Hubbard. And there's 2 away. And that brings up Sherry Schumann. Schumann pop. 1 strike. Schumann's 0 for 1. Kilborn gets ahead with 1 strike. In the bottom of the 3rd, Memorial Stadium. And a high fly ball to left field. Left fielder comes in